Here's some general tips that I would like to give. The first one is very important. Make sure that you take your snare drum to the audition. Don't show up and try to play on someone else's snare drum. Bring the drum that you know what it sounds like. You can get it adjusted in the way that you like, and it will be one less variable for you to have to deal with, because you're probably going to be dealing with timpani that you don't know and maybe a marimba or a xylophone that you don't know. So take the snare drum out of that unknown equation. Bring your snare drum. That will, I think, be very important. Secondly, get used to the turning snares on and off. One of the things that comes up, as you know, is if you play your snare drum etude and now you go over to the timpani and you've left the snares on, then they're buzzing and rattling as you're playing the timpani, and it's something kind of an annoyance. And we all understand when that happens, and it's just part of percussion life, it seems like. But you can make it so it doesn't happen to you by getting used to turning your snares on and off. I encourage my students to actually write in the beginning of their piece, snares on, and then I encourage them at the end of the piece to write snares off, so it just becomes very routine and very mechanical. And if you view my performance of this piece, you'll notice that part of the performance was actually turning the snares on, and I think that's the way that you want to think of this. Turning snares on and off is, I think, an important aspect. The very first accent of the piece, I think, is really important because it lets your judge know that you're really thinking about all of the details. So that first accent is on beat 2. So I would even play beat 1 a little bit less, 1, and then 2. I'm going to lay into that a little bit more because I want my judge to know that I'm thinking about these types of details. If you skip that first accent, then already the judge is wondering about you. They're wondering if you're going to be thinking about all of the stuff that you should be thinking about. So make sure you get that first accent. Watch out for measure 15. I think there's a little tricky thing there. There is a 2 underneath the beam of the 2 eighth notes, and that 2 kind of is wedged into the crescendo mark, and if you're not careful, you will think that those are 2 eighth notes to be played within the 6/8 time. But those 2 eighth notes, because of that 2, are a duplet, so those 2 eighth notes should be stretched out over the dotted quarter note, and the way that you would count that is 1, 2, and 3, rather than 1, 2, if you were thinking of it as 2 eighth notes. In your performance of the piece, make sure you have a start and a finish. So just as you turn the snares on and you turn the snares off, there should just be kind of a physical start and then a physical finish. So in your start, you might have some type of position similar to this or something like this, and then you start. And then when you end, have an end so we can see clearly where it ends, and it just creates a better frame for the art object. It makes your presentation seem more polished and more professional. So have a start, have a finish. So in conclusion, I would just like to wish you good luck. I've had many students be a part of the All-State bands and orchestra, and I myself have been a section coach for both the bands and orchestra at Gustavus Adolphus College as well as St. Olaf College, and I can just tell you firsthand it's a fantastic experience. So I hope you work hard. I hope you're able to get into one of those groups because I think you'll have a great time. Good luck.